to the Businessmen and Women of Color podcast. I am your host, Ann Austin, and it is once again my pleasure to bring quality programs to all of you. I am excited again, and I'm thinking it might be around the 35th time that I am very excited. I'm definitely going to be continuing to be excited as we move through the 2019 BMWC podcast that we're having this year. This year we have 58 participants who are on the platform that is here, excited to share the information with you. And just in case you didn't know what we were all about, the BMWC is an international podcast platform that unifies people from around the world regarding their business and career trends. So make sure that you check out all of the pages and make sure that you listen to podcasts because your listenership is very important to us. We need you to listen to the podcast so that we can understand what you need and let us know too. And before you move on to the next podcast, just make sure you share, like, and vote because we have 7 awards giving out this year for your favorite. So if you want to see your favorite, make sure you keep voting for them until the end of the podcast season. We also want to make sure that you also be aware that we do have the April edition and the July edition of the BMWC magazine because one of our participants here was featured in the January issue of the BMWC magazine where we talked about STEM, arts, dance, you name it. TEDx speakers. Check it out at www.ALSTNTEC.com, BMWC magazine. Check it out, okay? Now, before we get started today, I would like to take a moment to thank our corporate sponsors who are My Financial Home, Evangelism Radio, J&F Enterprises, Sears Consulting, Autism Families Rock, Awakening to Love, Eli Natoli, Kimberly McLemore, True Synergy, and Platinum Financial Services, along with all of our participants that's making this season a huge, huge success. So at the top of the hour, again, I'm excited because we have another one of our participants here who was also featured in the January BMWC magazine, and this is Monique Howard. Monique Howard is a writer, a vision board artist, and an emerging entrepreneur. After graduating from college and joining the workforce, she experienced periods of depression and anxiety, which led her to start her blog in July of 2017. Since then, her company Felicity by Monique Gian, LLC, has evolved into an inspirational concept that has activities through vision board activities, classes, workshops, digital products, you name it. And she also enjoys teaching others how to develop a healthy and creative way to express their thoughts, achieve their dreams, and ultimately create their own happiness. So I wanted you to continue reading her bio and take a look at these gorgeous vision boards that she has on her page. And definitely let's hear from Miss Monique. Monique, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm blessed. Thank you very much, Anne, for the opportunity. I truly, truly appreciate it. This is an exciting moment for me, and I am just grateful to be amongst many of the other talented people you have featured, and it's just truly a blessing. So I want to thank you again.
Oh, well, thank you so much, sweetie. I am so happy for you that you are definitely doing something different and stepping out of your comfort zone to be in here and talk about vision board and your writing and all that stuff. So why don't we just begin by just where you're from originally and what was your interest when you grew up?
hmm So I'm originally from Annapolis, Maryland. All my family is from there. Many of them are still here. So, very small town, but so many people, just well connected and like family. So it's been a blessing to come from such a small area and have those connections through my family and everything and, just be able to branch off that way. I have always had a passion for writing. So I've collected so many journals from middle school through high school and college. I've always been a journaler. So I went to school for journalism and I just enjoy stories. I enjoy helping other people share their stories and, telling my own. I really believe that everybody you have the power to write and tell your own story and you never know how it can help the next person, how you can influence them to accomplish some things that they may have been struggling with on their own. So writing has always been a passion and a healing mechanism for me, and I just really appreciate having something that I know I can go to and
Mhm.
that allows me to heal.
Okay. And so when you were doing a lot of journaling, because I know that that is a popular thing that people are doing nowadays, and have you thought about maybe having a book or putting these things together in a book? Because sometimes those creativities come out in writing, especially when they come from a journal.
Mhm. Yeah, so writing a book is definitely a goal of mine. I am exploring a lot of other avenues as far as like poetry and short, short essays and things like that. And I told myself, get through the journal that I'm writing now so that I can work towards self-publishing that. And that's going to be my goal going
Mhm.
into the next year. I
Mhm.
don't want to continue picking up journals and not complete my a lot of my thoughts and everything. So that's a
Okay.
current goal of mine.
Oh,
To
awesome.
yeah, finish the journal I have now.
Okay. So how did you get into vision boards? What was the thing that kind of sparked you to go from writing and maybe not even pursuing journalism? And maybe I should ask that question first. Why didn't you pursue like a career in journalism first?
It was hard. It was challenging for me, um, pursuing a career in journalism in my field right out of college. So it's challenging, it's hard, you trying to get into your field, and then next thing you know, their finances and everything are starting to creep up on you and your loans. So I never completely let it go. I still had an internship, but I needed something that was going to help me pay my bills. So I got into healthcare industry, and I started working um in different urgent cares, and that's where I felt like I was kind of drifting away from my passion. And I've always had a love for magazines, so I've always had a collection of them. And one day I was at work and I was looking at some of the magazines that were left out for the patients at the urgent care I was working at, and I just have always found inspiration in print. So from influential people, quotes, vacation pictures, like I've always found so much inspiration in magazines, and that's what kind of sparked me one day. I was just sitting there, and I'm
Mhm.
like, there's so much in these magazines
Mhm.
that I need to start gathering my goals and get back into my creativity, and
Mhm.
and not settle and be unhappy in a position that I was just working for money. So that's how I
Mhm.
got into my vision boards. I needed a visual direction of where to
Mhm.
go.
And so you
Mhm.
just kinda sat down and just cut some stuff out and put it on a board and said, "This is gonna be, my vision for my future going forward," and then somehow or another what happens after that?
Yeah, so I actually quit my urgent care job, and on the over the course of 3 months I was unemployed. So I had started the collection of pieces from magazines, and I can remember just being in this really dark place and truly unhappy. And I really sat down one day and I said, you need to put these pieces together, figure out a plan for yourself. I'm just not used to not having any type of structure. So being unemployed, I was just completely lost, being honest. And it really helped me heal through a lot of that depression and anxiety, and not knowing, where my next finances are going to come from. I didn't realize how much my finances were affecting my mindset, and it just took a toll on me. And then once I started getting back into my creative side and being able to really map things out for myself, it took me in a different direction. And I've just been truly blessed, and it's blossomed into so many different things and opportunities ever since. And it truly is a blessing.
Glad that you were able to push through by using your creativity and your vision to, overcome some of the anxiety. We talk about this on the podcast a lot about how to overcome, anxiety, depression, because it is real. A lot of people are suffering with that. But I'm always happy to hear that people have found different coping mechanisms and different things in their life in order to push through. And you found that through writing, you found that through vision boarding and all of that. So you have a very unique way of doing vision boards. Can you sort of like explain to those folks that may be listening to you? Because from what I see that you do, it is not like your typical vision board.
Mhm. So I have always had a love for layout and design as well. And I think it's really reflected in a lot of my vision board pieces. I always go for something that stands out or will pops out to me on a magazine. And there's I also have a process, so it's not just pulling pieces and throwing it on the paper, but I have a process of really going through and finding the things that really stand out to me and collecting them and then actively trying to place them on paper. So I start with the most, unique piece and then build around it. And there's certain things that I always try to put on each board as far as books because I do want to become an author. Um, People who really influence me as far as celebrities or very successful people, um, traveling photos, um, anything that so those are just like three main things that I try to include on every
Mhm.
vision board.
Mhm.
But the fun in it to me is putting it together. There's no right or wrong way. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be perfect. And each piece, everybody's individual unique vision board is a piece of art. So just enjoying the process of putting it together, and just letting your creativity flow. It's
Mhm.
an amazing process.
Wow. I'm saying wow because I like the way that you described exactly what a vision board is. A lot of times, we see these activities, we see all of these, little get togethers where we're doing a vision board, but I don't think people actually put it into words exactly what they're going to get out of it, other
Mhm.
than to find your purpose or, fulfill your dreams. But the way that you described it, to me was an excellent way of me visualizing how you would do a vision board or how I would get something out of it. So, I'm saying repeating some of that, as you look at it, I'm actually visualizing like if I had a vision board, I can definitely start with a unique piece and just build around it and then it's in and look at it as art, not only just my vision, but it's artwork
Mhm.
that's going to tell a story about
Mhm.
where my journey is going to begin and end and things like that. So
Exactly.
I just think that's really a really great way to, categorize that. So
Mhm.
since you've been doing the vision boards, have you engaged a whole lot of activities? And if so, what has been the impact for some of the people who have attended your events?
Yes. So since starting hosting events, I've been blessed to have several clients reach out to me to do private events, which are can be themed towards whatever they desire as far as bachelorette parties, girls' night, um, related to education, um, anything. There's so many different ways to capture and take the time to really sit down and build and find the things that you really want and desire out of life. So being able to relate to different people in whatever area of their life that they want to work on and develop and blossom through is it's amazing. Like you never really realize how much you can just with some structure and instruction how you can help somebody really visualize and create a roadmap for themselves of and where they want to go. So it's been great to do it in different environments,
Mm-hmm.
and I just see so much more in the future.
Nice. Okay. And that's a really good perception when it comes to, I guess you being the organizer and facilitator of the event. But I
Mhm.
really want to hear from you about the importance of why individuals should come to a vision board, event, and, and what they really need to come there for, because we have all these events, and this is the other part of the question as to why they really need to come. And maybe you can kind of give like three top reasons why people should just come out to a vision board, regardless of the year, regardless of the theme, regardless of
Mhm.
whatever. Hmm.
Mhm. As a creative, I think it's so important to help people who usually feel like they can't pull that out of themselves, to help somebody else look at different aspects or different ways that they can be creative, but also focus on personal development. So it's a fun way to sit down and realize, without like the stress or overthinking of getting your life in order, because that's ultimately what it is. It's a tool that helps you organize your thoughts and put them in an organized way that helps you build towards your goals and your dreams. So I think the focus on the visual part of the activity really helps individuals pull out that creativity, and it's a fun activity for them. And also being able to network or partner with other people is a blessing, who communicate a lot of those same feelings that you may be having, as far as anxiety or being nervous about a lot of things that your future may may bring, and you're not really sure how to map it out in front of you. So I think being able to really talk through a lot of things, use it as a therapeutic session, and you never know how you can create and build relationships with other people through just expressing something that they could totally be in relation to or relate to, but you would have no idea because you're so busy holding a lot of things in. And that's where it
Hmm.
became, like a healing process for me as well. So just being able to
Hmm.
fine tune and focus on towards some the specific things that you want, or areas that you want to grow in your life, is so important.
That's just
It's
so
so
important.
important.
Yeah, I kind of
Yes.
want to add one thing to your list. I think the thing that I love about vision boards is that it gives you a reference to always remember what your goals are or what your dream
Mhm.
is. And I think for me, um, I can actually go back and I can relive my dream and my journey, and then I will feel motivated and inspired to keep going, because that's where we get stuck a lot of times. Like, we have all these ambitions, but then we get stuck. And I think for vision board specifically, it is speaking to your journey, so it's like a constant reminder. And those are the things that you may want to put on your wall or someplace where you can
Mhm.
constantly see it, so that it reminds you that you have a goal to achieve, or something that you want to do. And I think that that also helps people get unstuck a lot
Yeah.
of times. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So that's some good stuff right there. So,
Mhm.
with that said, what kind of activities are you having going on right now that people can come out and have a vision board session with you?
Yes, so I have quite a few workshops coming up. Upcoming dates and everything will be released soon via on my website. And I'm also open to hosting private events. So if anybody is interested in hosting a gathering, either with their friends, coworkers, family, any type of environment where you feel like, I can have someone come out and give us guidance on how to improve and share that moment with people who are important to you, is what I'm really pushing right now. So private events, any themes that, or any time of the year that you are interested in doing, That's what I'm really, really trying to push right now. So just
Okay,
private events
fabulous.
are big.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And so let me ask you, outside of the vision board and writing and your journal and all that, what are some of the fun things that you like to do?
Uh, so music is another outlet for me, and I love concerts. I love anything music. Have always said music is another form of therapy. So concerts are big. Uh, what else? Other than that, a lot of things that women enjoy doing: shopping,
Hmm.
taking pictures,
Yeah, I see you like to
um,
take a lot of pictures, so, you just seem
traveling.
like you have fun everywhere you go.
Yes, yes. I'll try
Uh,
to.
okay, all right, cool, cool, cool. Okay, so the last question that I would like to ask you is, what do you need personally and professionally to thrive in whatever you're doing? What do you need?
I think to just remain grounded in faith that along the way there's going to be ups and downs on your journey, whether that's personal or business related. And if you can share that, I mean, ultimately it adds to the strength of your story. So just staying rooted in that and, um, praying as much as I can and often, that's really what I need to keep going. So
Mhm.
um, along with that, and people just having good energy, a positive mindset, and sharing with others so that they can spread the word and mention. I just always want to leave a good positive um, impression on people so that there's no hesitation for when they want to share or tell somebody about what I do.
Okay, well, give them your contact information so that they can contact you if they want to have a private vision board session or just want to talk and have a mentor session.
Yes, so you can reach me at my website, which is Felicity by MJ. That's Felicitybymj.com, or across all social media at Felicity by MJ or Monique Janine. That's MoniqueJanean. And I look forward to hearing from some people. And thank you again, Anne.
No problem. Look, Imma tell you, we need all the vision that we can get in this in
Mhm.
this day and time, and if there is a different way of doing things, but still have fun and also help you in the process, I'm for it. So, everybody, you guys need to get with Felicity. Like I said, when she gets on this thing right here, when Monique Felicity and Monique Jen, Imma get it right. When you see some of the vision pictures that we're going to have on her page right here, if you just look below, you're going to see how fun and interactive it is. And so I want to encourage you to reach out to her and schedule your personal session with her, whatever it is, vision that you are trying to do. Just give her a call. She's out there doing. I see her photos. She's out there partying and having fun. So I want everybody to have that as well. And so don't forget that if you like this interview, to please share, like, and vote because we have 7 awards. And if you want to see Monique get one of the awards, make sure you vote, 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 and also listen to her podcast so that the vote will count. And with that, Monique, I want to thank you for being on the podcast, girl. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I